Hey everyone, I'm just going to share some of my tips and tricks for how to naturally boost your immune system. Specifically right now with COVID doing another huge spike, it is more important than ever to be concerned about staying healthy. This starts with our immune systems, and our immune systems are not only controlled by our genetics, but they're also controlled with what we do every single day. What kind of foods are we putting in our mouth? What kind of habits do we have? So really quickly, I just want to share the three ones that I think are the most relevant and I think are the ones that are the most controllable. So the number one thing that I think all of us probably need to watch it, especially during the holidays, is to make sure that we are reducing our sugar intake as much as possible, including refined carbohydrates. So what is a refined carbohydrate? A refined carbohydrate is a carbohydrate that is processed in the body extremely quickly, like sugar. It gives an insulin spike, it gives you that high energy rush, and then it gives you that sugar crash right afterwards. Some examples of foods that would be considered a refined carbohydrate would be chips, would be white rice, would be white potatoes, would be any type of white bread, would be any type of processed wheat bread, cereals, high sugar granolas that are heavily processed, pizza, bagels. Pretty much all the stuff that we already know is not good for us is something that's going to cause major problems. And the main reason behind this is because it's been studied, and there's been many clinical trials on this showing that right after you consume refined carbs, which are treated exactly like sugar in the body, or a piece of cake, for example, something that has a lot of sugar in a soda, what happens is your immune system is suppressed for multiple hours after that hits your system, which means that if you're someone who likes to enjoy a big glass of orange juice, which has a ton of sugar in it, followed by a soda in the middle of the day, and then a big sandwich, and then maybe you have later some pasta with some regular white pasta for dinner. This is going to be a consistent hit on your immune system because you're never giving it a break from all of the sugar and the refined carbs that are just keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and pulling you down and you down and you down. So this is something that we can easily change. I know during the holidays this is hard because there's an abundance of bad food probably all around us. However, have your day with it at Thanksgiving, enjoy it, and then do your best to, as quickly as possible, get back on track and try to cut and lower that stuff as much as possible. I know during COVID, everyone wants to bake, everyone wants to be in the kitchen, everyone wants to eat comforting foods. It makes sense. What sugar does is it spikes your dopamine levels in your brain. What's the dopamine? What's the dopamine levels? Like what is that? That's your happy drug that makes you feel content and nice and happy, but it's always short-lived, right? We get that high and then we get that dip, and then we often get depressed and we feel guilty about what we just ate, and we feel horrible because it makes us want to be tired and lethargic and we're low energy, and it all seems to just spiral out of control. But it's highly addictive. Sugar is highly addictive. So it's not necessarily your fault. Because it's something that makes the receptors in your brain be like, I want you, give it to me right now. You make me feel good. Like, I want to feel this again, so let me eat the sugar again. And it's this sick cycle that keeps going on. And it comes down to, how can we break the cycle? Now, if you do need help with breaking the cycle, I do have my 14-day sugar detox program on December 1st in between the holidays. So it's not going to affect you being able to eat whatever you want during Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. However, it's going to help you break that constant sugar cravings that are telling you, eat me, I just want to keep eating more and more and more sugar. We're going to help break that cycle so that you can go through the holidays looking and feeling like your best self, and also having a super strong immune system, because you're not going to be constantly craving those foods and putting those foods consistently into your body. Okay, now the next thing that goes along with, so if you're cutting the sugar and the refined carbs out, what do we replace it with? We replace it with clean whole foods, and I'm talking about eating your colors here, specifically foods that are high in vitamin A, vitamin K, and in phytonutrients. Foods to focus on that have these vitamins and phytonutrients naturally that support your immune system are going to be eating broccoli, for example. Brussels sprouts are great, specifically red and orange peppers. Just think about eating your colors. We want to really aim to eat no more than 2 servings of fruits a day, and we want to have 8 or more servings of vegetables a day. That is a lot. And how many of you guys probably actually eat that many servings of vegetables? I know that I don't. It takes me a while to be able to actually reach those numbers. So what I do, like as a big tip, is just make at least 1 big salad a day, and you can usually get around 4 to 5 servings of vegetables just in that. I consider a serving of vegetables, for example, for a salad, for your greens, 1 big handful of greens is 1 serving. So if you do 2 to 3 big handfuls of greens, and then you add 2 to 3 big handfuls of other vegetables such as tomatoes, cucumbers, artichokes, olives, carrots, whatever you have available, you throw it on in, that's at least going to give you 5 servings of vegetables a day. So just aim at least, the big trick is to have at least 1 big salad a day. You don't have to have salad at every meal, but 1 big salad a day just to make life easier, okay? Now, another way, very, 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 very important way to make sure that your immune system is super strong is to make sure that your digestive system is super strong. And how can we do that? We can do that by eating foods that are very high in prebiotics and probiotics. So foods that are really high in probiotics, some of them you might have heard of before. Kombucha, that's definitely the new craze out there. Just make sure that you're buying a kombucha brand that doesn't have a ton of added sugar in it. Again, we're trying to reduce the amount of sugar as much as possible. So a brand that I really like is GTS. It's probably the main brand that you'll find at the grocery store, but it's a really, really great brand. It tastes amazing, and it does not have a bunch of added extra sugar in there. Now, another product that you could use would be something called kefir. Okay, if you can have dairy, there's dairy kefir. It's like a fermented yogurt. It's usually in a more like a drinkable form. You can also get coconut kefir if dairy is not your thing. I tend to go for that route more than the dairy version because of just other digestive issues that I personally have. So that's another food. Miso, also often found in a lot of Asian style dishes, is also great. Now, as far as prebiotics, you can get those from artichokes, you can get them from apples, apple cider vinegar. If you do an apple cider vinegar shot in the morning, that's actually you getting a dose of your prebiotics. And both prebiotics and probiotics just really help your digestive system run like a machine, get things in and out, and make sure that it's grabbing all the nutrients that you're actually eating from the food and they're getting absorbed into your body. When you have a good digestive system, when you have a strong digestive system, all the food that you're eating, you're actually able to absorb all those nutrients from the food. When you're someone who has an overgrowth of bad bacteria, what's happening is when you eat those foods, they're just going through and you're not able to actually physically extract and use all those nutrients that you're getting. So you might be someone who has a super healthy diet and you still feel tired all the time. You still get bloated, you still get inflamed, you might get skin rashes, and you're like, I don't understand, I eat healthy all the time. And that could be because you have a compromised immune system already, and it takes a while to prepare it. But focusing on cutting the sugars out, which cause a lot of inflammation in the gut and in the body, and same with any processed foods and refined carbs, and replacing them with healthy whole foods like we just talked about, and those pre and probiotic foods are going to do a lot to really strengthen that digestive system, which then will completely then affect your immune system, so that the foods that you're eating, you will be able to absorb those nutrients, which will then go into your body and make your immune system and you overall much healthier and stronger. All right, guys, so I know that was a lot of information. There's a lot of other ways to boost your immune system, from getting adequate sleep, from making sure that you're exercising 30 to 45 minutes every single day. Okay, there's lots of different ways. However, I just really wanted to touch on the ones that I think are the most important right now with all of the overeating and all of the different Thanksgiving and holiday meals. They're going to have tons and tons of food that we know probably aren't going to make us feel good, and that's fine. Enjoy it. But this is what we can do after to make sure that we're really staying fit, strong, and healthy during these COVID spikes, okay? And also we want to look and feel our best during the holidays. I mean, at least I do. So I'm assuming that you guys probably do too. We all want to look and feel good when we're hanging out around our family and our friends. So I hope that this was super helpful. If you guys need help with getting into a healthy routine after the holidays, if you're looking for some sort of guidance on that, accountability, as far as maybe kicking the sugar to the curb, maybe you've been addicted to sugar for years and you're looking for a way out and you've never been able to accomplish it before, maybe that's because you just haven't had a strict plan in place or the accountability to keep you on track. I am hosting a 14-day sugar detox challenge on December 1st, so I would love to help you in that program. If this interests you, go ahead and shoot me a message right now and I will send you more information on the program. So yeah, guys, that's it. Super excited to get doing that after the holidays. I'm personally gonna need a detox. It's gonna help me personally get into back into my healthy routine, which I do struggle with during the holidays. I know that a lot of you guys do too. I've already had a lot of people sign up for the challenge and we are all in this together. We've already started to get ready for it this week, get mentally prepared, and we're all super excited to hit the ground running. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and shoot me a message. And yeah, if you found this to be helpful, go ahead and share this post and comment below and let me know. So all right, talk to you guys later.